Now, backstage is a 32-year-old man named Stan. Now, when Stan was 19, he found out that the man he knew as his dad was not his biological father. So, I mean, as you can imagine, that revelation affected Stan in a profound way. So we know about Stan. Everybody sitting next to me is Julisa. Welcome her to the show. Now, Julisa says she could not care less about that sad story.
Maury, let me tell you, that's no excuse for him to be less of a man. He needs to man up and take paternity of this child because this is his child, Maury.
Right.
I have a dream too, Maury. Maury, I didn't have a family of stability. So I want my own family. That's not fair to me that I have to keep proving to him. This is not the first DNA. This is the second DNA, Maury.
So here's the deal. Stan is denying Julisa 6-week-old son, Romeo.
Look at that baby, Maury. Could you deny such a precious baby like that?
But one of the reasons he's denying is because of his own paternity issue.
Maury, that is the old cake that was already baked. He say he want his future to be with me, then he got to put a new recipe to the table, Maury. That's the old recipe. I'm the new recipe, Maury.
Okay.
You gotta make sure it's my baby first.
Meanwhile, you have a big support on this, and that is his own sister, Rachel.
I do. Rachel is like my diary. Rachel is for what's right. She's not what's wrong. They both had to, she understand what he's been through.
So she's mad at him.
She want him to grow up and stop using excuses and making his past because his future is ahead of him, Maury.
In fact, Rachel came all the way to Memphis to give you a baby shower.
She did. She rode on a long bus. She prepared the baby shower and she threw the baby shower. Right. And that's why she's so angry with him because she tired of him just going back and forth. It's not just a physical thing, it's a mentally thing. You jumping in and out of kids'
You still
life.
love this guy?
I do love him, Maury, and I want to be a family with him, but I can't make him be what I want him to be, so he has an ultimatum to make on your show today.
It's not my baby.
That's your baby. You need to man up and take care of your baby.
You gotta prove to me first. You gotta prove to me first.
So, did you all plan Romeo or not?
We did, Maury. He planned to have this baby February the 15th. That's when I got pregnant.
He also said the fact that you had Romeo 4 days early, that means that he couldn't have been there because he wasn't with you 4 days earlier than February 15th.
That's just an excuse because he's a psychopath, psychological, mind-playing man.
I see. Was he at the hospital when you gave birth?
Maury, he took me to the hospital. I called his job. He rushed home to get me there. I delivered that baby on the stretcher, Maury.
Right. You think they look alike?
Absolutely. Look at their nose. Maury, look at this. Maury, look at this. Look at this, Maury. Nobody has these eyes. Maury, come on. Look at this, Maury. How can you deny any of that, Maury? My baby even holds his hands like that.
He doesn't see that?
He obviously don't, Maury.
Okay. All right. He accuses you of cheating on him, doesn't he?
Maury, how can I cheat when I took a pay to take a lie detector test, Maury? I paid $280.
You never cheated on him.
The lie detector test said that I've not cheated on this man since May of 2012. That's the first day I met him.
So,
I paid it on my own, Maury.
Okay. He treats the older child differently, doesn't he?
He do. He always coming in the house talking about that's his big boy and this, that, and the third. Look at that baby and look at the other baby. They look identical. Put both of them on that screen. They look identical.
So what you're saying is you're basically giving him an ultimatum.
Either ring or lose.
First, here's what Stan had to say. Watch.
When I was 19 years old, I was permanently scarred. I found out the man who I thought was my father wasn't my real dad. So yeah, I got trust issues. And I'm not just gonna claim Romeo as my son till Julisa proves it to me. First off, another man told me he was talking to Julisa right around the time she got pregnant. I didn't want to believe it. But when Julisa had Romeo 4 days early, I knew I couldn't be the dad. Now my sister Rachel telling me to step up, she the one told me to get a DNA test in the first place. I feel bad Romeo gotta go through all this. But at the end of the day, this is all Julisa's fault.
Everybody here stand. Why isn't that your baby?
Look at that baby, Maury. Look at that baby. That baby look like
baby. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Look at
baby look like a Arabian or Arab.
The same mole that you have on your nose right here in the exact same spot.
That baby look like an Arab or Arabian. Look at that. Look at that house. That is not my house.
Look at
Stan,
that mole. Look
sit
at them
down.
now.
This is
You know what I heard?
This is
I'm
the
gonna
first.
prove to you again for the third
Okay, hold on,
time.
hold on. This is the first time in the history of my show somebody has said the baby looks like an Arabian.
Arabian or Arab.
Stan, you thought the other child wasn't yours. It became yours. You thought she was cheating on you. She took a lie detector test and proved she was not.
You gotta understand.
You could be 0 for 3. You know that?
But still, Maury, look, I went on vacation and I'm hearing so much stuff about her.
Okay, so what you're saying is you weren't there when she got pregnant. Is that?
If I was there, I just came back home that day.
You went to the hospital? You were with that little baby?
Cause I'm a man, Maury. If it is a man, I'm gonna take care of what's mine, but at the same time, I'm a man. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Keep denying the child. That child don't deserve to be denied. That's your
I've been
baby.
through a lot of stuff in life, Maury. You gotta understand
Did you
why
hear?
I
Did you hear?
why I feel
Did
like
you hear
this.
what her ultimatum was? If this is your child, she wants a ring.
I'm a man, I run things. It don't matter about none of that. It don't matter.
Maury,
It don't matter about none of
Maury,
that.
I got a dream, and I can't keep following his dream, because I want my own family. I'm supporting him mentally and physically, emotionally,
My
and I'm
dream's supposed
tired
to
of
be
it.
your dream.
Stan, is all this about what happened to you when you found out that your father wasn't your father? Is
Yes, sir.
Huh?
My mind just been in a whole nother place. I had to go through therapy and everything, more.
Right.
Cause when I found out my dad when my dad, who I thought he was, and I found out another man was my biological daddy.
Right.
Like when I was 19, I ain't had nobody, even the dude who was in and out my life. I ain't never really had no daddy. So in my mind, I said I gotta make sure every child.
So what
mine,
about
I'm done.
Romeo? Don't you think he should have a father?
Of course, if he my baby, I'm done. I'm already done. It's like, I ain't Mr. Davis. I just gotta make sure she don't understand me.
Your sister's really mad at you. You know that?
My sister play both sides. I'm sick of these. I'm just sick of it.
Rachel's
Really?
a woman.
She's-
She don't play both sides. She was right. Rachel drove to throw a baby shower, even
You
after
know
you
the
said it
truth.
wasn't
You
your
get
baby.
mad because I tell
But
you what's
at the
wrong
same
and what's right.
time,
I'm not
Maury,
finna ride your way. I'm not finna ride your way. You need to man
my sister,
up.
she playing
Man
both
up.
sides. She told me, make sure my baby's my baby. Get a DNA test. You know what you go through.
Well, guess what? This is what your sister told my producers last night. She said, I'm furious with Stan for denying his son. We were not raised to be this way. He knows what it feels like to grow up without
That's
a
her
father.
flunky. She
Shame
tell
on
her
him.
anything. She hype her head up about everything. I don't mess with you. I don't mess with you. I do not mess with you, man. I don't mess with you, man.
You know that's
I
your
don't mess
baby.
with you.
You know that's your baby.
But I don't
You gotta
care.
be the
Look, look.
last dodo bird
I'm
to say
through
that's not
messing
your
with you,
baby
man.
because the baby was born 4 days first.
I don't want to
You
hear
gotta
that,
be the
man.
dumbest dodo bird.
Rachel, he says you're playing both sides. Are
He's
you?
gonna say, I play both sides as long as I'm not on his side. If his side is not right, I'm not gonna take my brother's side.
But at the same time, though, you don't want to play both sides.
Rachel.
It's not playing both
It's either you
sides.
ride with your family or you ride with they're supposed to be
Sometimes
kin.
your family can run you into a wall, too. Put it on the throne.
In the case of 6-week-old Romeo, Stan, you are the father. Just take care of that little boy. That's all we can.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You heard me.
Thanks for watching this dramatic DNA reveal. If you want to see more paternity stories, click here. And be sure to subscribe to be the first to know about all new DNA drama.